So now I've thought about it a little bit. I've played with a couple things, and I'm thinking of how I'm going to get this page to happen. I'm going to use the little, well, I don't know, they're about a 1/4 inch hold hardware cloth, and I cut it just a little bit smaller than one of my pages. This, it'll be an open, it's what I call an open book. It'll be an open book so that you can see all the artwork when it's displayed. I don't know exactly how that will be, but what I'll do is I'll make up 5 to 6 pages and then see where I want to go with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how big I want the hardware cloth for the stand. So that's great, works perfect. And then I kind of know what I'm going to do with the pieces. So what I do is I just cut up my pieces, decide, like if I want something sort of size, then I'll just measure it out on my table, and I'll cut up my pieces, and I'm going to use a little bit of the Coke. It's a Diet Coke can. Whew. And then when I get that far, I'll be cutting like little pieces of this can to roll together. And as I get to where I wanted to get to, I'll get you back on here and show you what happened. So now I have what my each section is going to look like. So we're just going to put those together. So what we have is I have a piece of the metallic paper, crumbled up lace paper. Then I'm putting a piece of the printed flat paper. Then I'm taking a piece of the can and a piece of the screen, the copper screen that's been printed. I've got handmade paper that I printed on both sides, torn up. Kind of scrunch that together. I'm going to take a teeny bit of gel media right there on the scrunch paper. I'm going to stick the copper mesh to that has been printed, and around that I'm going to wrap a little piece of can, and that's going to be the start of what each one of my units looks like. So now I have all my little bundles done. I have put the stacks together and then taken my Japanese hole punch, punched through the stack, and wired it together. So the next thing to do is to put all these pieces on the surface before I put the pages together, which is going to be quite a while from now. So what I'm doing now is I'm positioning my pieces so that they fit, which is kind of interesting. And what I do is I put the tops and the bottoms on and then put the pieces in. Now I know these are not going to fit totally, and that's part of the deal. I want to be able to mess the surfaces around. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put holes through the back and wire each of these little pieces onto the back. The way I'm going to do that is I'm just going to put them on top. I put a pin through where the wire already is, and I put a pin through where the wire is here, and then I just mark it with a pencil. I take my Japanese hole punch, I make the holes, and then I wire it together. Now the reason I do it like this is because I like to keep the spontaneity of what I've already done. And if I line this up on this piece and get everything perfect, it loses some of that spontaneity. So I'm just going to do it like this. I cut another one of these, wire this in, and then I'm going to continue on. So once I get all these wired in, then I'll make the back side to that page, and then once I do that, I'll do page at a time and sew this around the edges. There it is, the finished page, and there'll be a lot more to come.